What up, everybody? Reporting live as your general Steelers reporter and give you my reaction on today's disappointing loss as we lost 16 to 10 in disappointing fashion to the New York Jets in MetLife Stadium. Now, this game came down to quarterback play because we as all know this defense has been elite since Minka Fitzpatrick has came to the Steel Town Pittsburgh Steelers. But that being said, we all know Ben Roethlisberger went down with the injury in game two against the Seattle Seahawks. But Mason came in, played okay, and it just got worse and worse as the starts got along. It was eventually benched for Duck Hodges, but these last two games with Duck Hodges has been absolutely horrible. He went from a game manager just getting the job done to struggling mightily over these last two games. 4 picks last week against Buffalo, who was, I think, the best defense in the league. Then throws another 2 against the Jets. I just don't understand it. A lot of these throws he were making were late throws, too late, not reading defenses properly. And the Jets secondary, the back half is terrible, especially their corners. They have one good secondary player, in my opinion, that is Marcus May, the safety. Tremaine Johnson is terrible. There was a play where they tried to run a pick rub route for Jalen Samuels. Duck Hodges threw it so late that the safety came from the middle of the field to pick it. And it's just these throws were late. His confidence was shaking. Eventually, he was benched for Mason Rudolph. But guess what happened? Mason came in the game. He looked pretty good, throwing for a $129 and even threw a nice 29-yard strike to Deontay Johnson. But Mason was knocked out the game with the shoulder injury, and Duck Hodges had to come back in. Towards the end of the game, Pittsburgh got down 10-0. Tied it up 10-all at the half. New York scored 6 more points. We had a 4th down attempt that, guess what? The snap of the ball, Duck Hodges drops the ball and has to throw it up to Juju, and it just falls incomplete, and we lose. And it's just not getting it done. We're averaging 10 points the last 2 games. 10 points last week against Buffalo, 10 points this week. We cannot score. It is just putrid on offense. And once again, the injuries continue to pile up and mount up. We cannot get it right this year. James Conner leaves the game again with a thigh injury. He has been banged up all year, and even last year, late in the season when we needed him, especially against the Chargers, he hurt his ankle and never returned for that game. And when our offense was not the same as we blew that game to Phillip Rivers and company on Sunday Night Football. Then Pouncey gets hurt, knee injury. We don't know how serious it is. Mason's shoulder injury, he was in a sling, so we don't know. I know Mike Thomas is looking out on the football field and feel like we've been in a battle like it's World War III, and he does not know what to do. He is coaching his butt off, and Randy Fitcher is doing the best he can, but we just have little to below average quarterback play right now, and I don't know what you can really do to substitute for it. We need to get some scores on defense, setups up easy, some special teams. But I will tell you what, Juju's been banged up this year too, as he wanted to be a number 1, but it has just not worked for him as he finally returned from this knee and ankle injury he's been battling, but he wasn't effective. 2 for 22, nothing being said. But the star of this season has been, and the most consistent player coming on of late, has been one Deontay Johnson, the 3rd-round pick out of Toledo. This man has been a stud in really the past few weeks. Today, 8 catches for 81, and a nice tub from Mason Rudolph on the far left sideline in the end zone, burnt the corner. He has been phenomenal. I like what I'm seeing from him. As Pittsburgh Steelers organization, they do a great job of drafting and developing receivers. James Washington has been solid this year too, but until we get quarterback play, it's going to continue to look like the same. And with this loss, it puts us at 8-7. We are tied with Tennessee with 1 week left to play as we have to travel to Baltimore, who just clinched the number 1 seed in the NFL. Tennessee has to go to Houston, who just clinched the AFC South. So with that being said, if we do not beat Baltimore, we won't get in. If Tennessee wins, we're out automatically. So they have the tiebreaker based on strength of victory, and it's just tough to say. We'll see. I think the Baltimore is going to rest their starters, and that'll give us a good shot at winning this game. Now, Houston has to do us a job and beat Tennessee, which I think they can. Derrick Henry didn't play today, and they suffered a loss to the Saints. So we're lucky they even lost today. But there's still time left in the season. There's still time to recuperate. And even after all these injuries and all these issues that come with season, it comes down to this 1 week. Mike Tomlin has coached his ass off. The coaching staff has done a phenomenal job. shout out to all those guys on the team playing their butts off. But we have to do something on offense. We have to be more consistent and have to give them something. Otherwise, it'll be a waste of it. And we'll finish 8-8, maybe finish 9-7 and still not getting. But who knows? Like I said, Mike T will not have a losing record. But we're doing the best we can possibly do right now. That's all we can ask for is to be put in the driver's seat and have an opportunity to get there. And it was a tough loss today, like I said, but it's a game I expected us to win. I was disappointed. Now we'll see what happens from here. We got one game left in this regular season for see what we can do. You know, tough loss, but there's still a lot left to play and a lot in front of us. So we have to beat Baltimore. Like I said, beat the Ravens. And we always know it's a tough game. But Earl Thomas already said he's not playing. Mark Ingram suffered a calf injury late in that game. I'm guessing Lamar is going to sit that game. So you put RG3 in. That's a good sign for the Steelers. We'll see what happens. And I got to stay updated on these injuries going to happen. But like I said, tough loss. Way to bounce back. See you guys in a week about these Steelers. Hey, long way to go. But hey, Steeler Nation, wave that terrible tie, baby. Stand up. It's your boy Adrian. I'm out.